to the live. Make sure my volume's off here. It's off. I don't see it on yet though. Right on, a little rock and roll before I get started. Some blues. Hopefully everybody's doing good today. What is it? Thursday, right? Yeah. Thursday. Today I'm gonna do improvise a landscape here. I'm gonna do a quick wash of green on there real quick. With the green I made, believe it or not. You know, if you're just starting out painting, you should try mixing some colors. You don't have to do all of them. Just try a few at first. Like I mixed black and yellow and got this cool green here. Black and yellow, got green. I added a little blue to it and a little white to lighten it up. But you could, if you're ever out of green, you can make your own green with blue and yellow or black and yellow. It's a cool looking green. I'm going to give it a try. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wash on my canvas today on the back with that green. Really wet. I got a wet brush here. It's just going to be a light green color for the underpaint. I think it'll look cool. So give it a try. You can use any color you want for your underpaint. I've been using this green. This is a different green. I made this green, so I'm hoping it looks pretty good underneath everything. I think it will. This kind of helps with the tone of your colors, you know. Like if you miss a spot while you're painting, this green will kind of fill in the spot you miss, you know. If you've never put an undertone on, I'd say give it a try. It's kind of fun. It's better than painting on a white canvas. There's some advantages to it. I put a little yellow in there. So I've heard some people use like yellow for their undertone. You can use yellow for these landscapes. Are you pretty much use any color you want. Look at that. It's a nice undertone color. I went and helped a friend today. We're still working on their shed, tearing it down in their backyard. Because next month they're getting a new storage shed put in the back. And so I did that early this afternoon, late morning, and I just got done, so I'm going to relax and do a painting. I'm almost ready to get the studio complete in here. I still got a lot of things to move around, but there we go. Look at that undercolor. That looks pretty good. I like it. I'll You want to let this dry before you paint on it. You could take a paper towel and kind of wipe it in there if you want. It'll help it dry quicker. Look at that. That looks pretty good. You can even put like texture in here if you want. If you know you're going to have grass down here. Alright, let me let that dry for a second, and then I'll sketch it out. I'm going to sketch a landscape today with my knife. I love the blues, man. You should hear me play the blues one day. It's pretty fun. So today, guess what I'm going to try out? I bought a new palette knife. If I can find it here. There it is. Alright, so this is a... look at this knife. It's a number 4 knife. Look at the handle on there. It's a lot longer than the ones I've been using. In fact, I've been using these Artist Loft knives, but look at this new knife. This is going to be awesome. So you get a little more length on it, and man, it already feels nice. Really good. It costs a little, probably 3 times as much as those other knives, but this knife is it's an artist series. I'm not sure who it is. It's Caitlin T. You guys might know who she is. She's an artist that pours, and I guess she came out with her own line of art stuff, which I'm going to eventually, if I can get the right investor to invest some. If there's a guy out, any person out there that wants to invest some money in a line of acrylic paint, and I got ideas for colors, brushes, tools, everything. Got the book started. Painting acrylic landscapes. It's a lot different than oil. I'm just designing this from on the fly right now. I'll have some mountains in here, of course. Look at that. Looks pretty good. I like sketching with a knife. This knife feels really good. I think it's going to be cool when I put the color on the mountains. I think this knife's going to be just right. All right, there we got some mountains there. Today I'm going to have a really I want to have a foreground in here. Let me just put it in so you'll know what it's going to be. I'm going to have a foreground here, just like this, with some tall trees here going into the sky, so I could fill this part of the sky up. So whatever I put here is going to be really close to us, and I'll make all this out here like a valley in here. We'll make this look far away back here. I'll put some hills in here. And we'll have some kind of valley in here. And I like to put a pathway in. Bring a pathway around here. Yeah, I did a little work already today. Muscle work. This is going to be a pathway here. There we go. That looks pretty good already. I really like that. Then I'll drop some bushes here and just put some trees in here. And maybe I could put some kind of tree up here with branches with leaves on it coming in from the side. But look at that. That's all you really need to get started on your landscape if you're just trying to improvise. I know a lot of you people probably live in the city or you live on the East Coast where there's no mountains, and you just got to imagine them, you know. Once you get a few paintings under your belt where you're just imagining the landscape, you'll get the hang of it really quick. Doesn't take long. All right, so today I'm going to start out with the sky. I'm going to use, I might as well explain this painting in case there's someone out there that wants to get into painting. I'm trying to encourage people to pick this up as a hobby, or it's really relaxing. Like, I couldn't wait to get home just to do a painting. I'm going to use this is called a filbert brush. See how it's rounded on the top? And this is a number 12. I'm going to pretty much use this painting and put all my color in right now. And I got brilliant blue here. Believe it or not, you know that green I made? I put a little bit of this green in that blue, believe it or not, for the sky. Look at that. Look at that blue. Wow. That's a nice blue there. Wow. I've never used brilliant blue before until like the other day for my sky. I bought this brilliant blue. It was at Michael's. It was on clearance for $5. And it's Artist Loft Brilliant Blue. And I'm going to use it. I'm going to finish the tube up because it makes, there's one up there I did with the brilliant blue, that last live I did up there. See that one up there? It's a nice blue for the sky. But I put a little touch of green in this. I don't know why I did that, because I got the green underpaint, so. I like to put a little bit of white around. Wherever I didn't put blue, I'm going to put a little bit of white in there now and mix it kind of with the blue a little bit. It'll help it look like distant clouds. And then I put more clouds on top. It'll look pretty cool. This is just titanium white. Hey, I see someone's in there. Right on. Thanks. Yeah, it's a cool sketch. What I've done so far, I just put an underpaint. It's a light green, washed down green with a lot of white in it. That's the underpaint. And then I just sketched that in with the knife. Oh, the new knife. I don't know if you were in here, but I got a new palette knife. Look at that. It's a number 4. It's a lot longer. It's got a nice handle. I can't wait to use it on the mountains. It's going to be awesome. I'll try and take care of that knife. I doubt it, though. Because the place I bought it at, they only had one. That was the one they had, and I bought it. So they might be hard to get. Put some white clouds around the mountains today. Maybe like at an angle. Looks like this today. That looks good. Yeah, pretty soon, hopefully, you know, within the next year, I'll get a lot more subscribers and more people on these lives, and we could really get some good chats going. And I'll actually do some lives with where it'll be like we'll all paint together. If I'll do I mean, you don't have to paint. If you want to just watch, that's fine. But it'd be kind of cool if they had this setup where people could share pictures in there instead of just the text. Like someone could pop in, hey, I just painted this picture, and then pop it in there. You know what I mean? Maybe that they'll have that in the future, but for now we can just chat. All right, that's enough sky right there. If you do this type of sky with the white around the blue, and you feel like you covered up too much of the blue, just take a little more blue and then add some blue back into it, like this. Maybe put some streaks in there, like this, and extend the blue out a little more so it just doesn't look like a little ball of blue in there. That looks good. All this white is going to end up looking like distant cloud fog, you know. I mean, you could already say that looks like clouds. All right, I'm gonna keep coming down with my color. I mixed some gray, some black, white, and a little blue in it to make this gray. This gray has a little blue in it. You probably can't really tell, but it might help. I was saying at the beginning of the video, you know, it's good to try and mix some of your colors. You don't have to do them all, but every time you paint, you should try to mix something. Like I mixed yellow and black today, and I got that cool green. Yellow and black, I got this green color, and I added a little more blue to it just to give it some color. Because I think everybody knows if you mix yellow and blue, you get green. But a lot of people probably don't know if you mix black and yellow, you also get green. It's a different type of green. Look at that. Pretty cool. I don't know where this is going to go. I think I'm going to I might make these smaller mountains like go off into the distance. So I'm going to kind of lower it, make these mountains a little bigger on this side here. And keep these short over here. It'll help it look like it's going off into the distance there. All right, there's that. I'm gonna put a little blue, believe it or not, down here today in my valley. White and blue. There's my valley. If you're new to the channel, I'm just getting my underpaint in. This is the underpaint, the green, but this is what I call my underpaint, getting all my color picked out. It's just, I'm not trying to put the paint in perfect yet. I'm laying down the ideas right now. So I got a pathway here. I'm not going to make a river today. I'm going to make a pathway. So I'm going to use some, I'm going to put yellow ochre in there for now. Just to establish the path. I'll start with yellow ochre, then I'll add like burnt umber in there to darken it up in places. There we go. Some kind of pathway. I want it to come from way back here. Maybe even like, we'll see, I'll have it running like from way back there like this. That'll be cool if I can remember to put it in. This is dark burnt umber right here. Put a little dark in here. Cool. Let me see. Did I grab something to drink? Oh, I got a coffee. I think there's not much left. Uptown Espresso. It's just like right down the street from my house. All right. Let's see what we got here. So I got, this is going to be far in the distance. I'm going to drop some light green back there. That green that I made, I'll show you the green I made. This is black and yellow. This green that I made here. Bring it up to the pathway there. Who would have thought you could mix black and yellow and get a green? Look at that. I'm going to lighten up the distance. I'm going to put a few maybe hills in here. I think I'm going to do the same color over here. I'm going to mix a little yellow ochre and that green. That same green, but I put a little yellow ochre in it. It's going to get it. We'll get a different type of green up here on this hill. It's all earth tones. It's acrylic paint, but I'm trying to make it, you know, look like an oil painting. This color right here is it really looks like an oil color already, this color here. By just mixing a little yellow ochre in that green, it changes the flavor that much. I sold 3 paintings the other day at that place I tell you that where I hang them here in Seattle. I'm going to put a little yellow ochre in here. Look at that. A little burnt umber here for create some like ledges in here maybe. Staircasing up. This is going to come out pretty good. I can already tell. I don't know what to put down here now. Maybe some hills here. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da-da-ba. I almost feel like putting a part of a mountain here and water down here and have like a waterfall coming off the rocks into some water down here. It's a possibility. Binte Aziz. Wow. Yeah, you like it already, huh? It's looking good. I'm thinking about putting a little, there's no water in here, but I like to drop water down off rocks I'm thinking about putting some water here. Make this like the color of a mountain. Drop some water. I don't. The water'd have to be coming from the left somewhere over here, off that cliff. That would take too long, so I'm gonna put uh, a light. I need a light color down here. I'm gonna mix some yellow. Oh no! Here's what I'm gonna put. Uh, Indian Indian yellow with my yellow ochre. This is called Indian yellow. It's really bright, but I'm gonna have a lot of bushes down here. Indian yellow with mixed into some yellow ochre. Look at that color. It's almost like it'll look like part of a desert. This part will look like a desert scene. See that like orangey color in there? I think it'll look good. And then I'll put a hint of grass down here. Just a hint of some grass over here. Like this. There we go. All right. There's my underpaints done. Doesn't that color look cool? It's almost like a golden honey color. And you can take now this dark burnt umber. What I like to do is I'll find a spot on my pathway, and you can run some like hills coming out. Just like that. Some kind of shadows and stuff. All right, very good. This looking good. We do my mountains now. So if you just joined in, I got a new knife. I'm going to try it on my mountains. It's a number 4 knife. It's got a cool long handle on it. Let's see how good it works. Yeah, I like it. You can hold the handle way back here. Pretty cool. I kind of made these peaks a little pointy. I'm going to try and lower this one down a little. This is a good angle here for mountains there. Wow. Yeah, hopefully mountains, I used to be afraid of my mountains. When I first started, I didn't know where to put the snow. I didn't know how much to put on. You just gotta put on the snow wherever you want, and that's good enough there. That's enough snow. But when I first started out, I used to pull the snow straight down like this, and it looks silly. You got to pull your snow to the right or the left at an angle, okay? Don't pull the snow straight down unless you're going to, do a lot of detail work up there. But for a quick painting like this is all you need. I think I figured it out. It's like at a 22-degree angle from here. That's a 45. It's even less than a 45, maybe a 22 degrees. So I got a nice blue sky, right? I'm going to use a nice blue shadow color. Mix blue and white. We have a big mountain here in Seattle. It's called Mount Rainier. Have you ever heard of Mount Rainier? And when you look at it, the one side is always like this color where the sun's not hitting. It's like a light blue, okay? So I'm just going to put a little bit of this light blue right next to my white. I just pull it down just next to the white, okay? This is actually snow, but it's in the shade, okay? But it kind of looks that color sometimes in the daytime. It almost looks bluish. I think it's because it's getting the reflection from the sky. I kind of like this knife already. I'm going to lighten it up just a little. I mean, it's a nice blue, but it's a little too dark for me. We'll make it a little lighter. See who we got in there. Daniel, how's it going? Yeah, I just got done a while ago. I was helping a friend tear down their shed in the backyard. So man, I was doing some heavy lifting and tearing down an old shed. So I came home, took a quick shower, and I'm like, I'm going to do a painting before I eat dinner. Sometimes when you're using a knife with acrylic, just keep a rag in your hand, and you can wipe you can wipe the knife clean, see? Because it'll start drying up on you. Just wipe it off occasionally and get a fresh roll on there. That's all you got to do. I didn't even put my I didn't put any lower clips in there yet. So what I like to do now is make these a little longer with some lines like this. And I'll make some extra clips here, watch. By just putting a little more color underneath this white. Look at that. All right, now I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna blend this lower section of the mountain in now. I just use a clean, wet brush, a soft brush, and I like to blend this color a little bit at the bottom while it's wet. Just at the lower part of the mountain. Look at those mountains. Wow. I'm telling you, they come out different every time. Every time I do a mountain, they never look the same. Man, these look cool. Wow. Let's see who's in here today. Oh, don't you do? Thanks, guys. Yeah, this is it's turning out pretty good. Right on, a little cat scratch fever there. So when I first started this, I figured I was going to put some bushes up here and run some tall trees up here. And put bushes here and run a few trees here. There's no water in here today. This is like a pathway. I'm going to try a different number 2 fan brush. It's a lot newer than the one I was using. I use an oil fan brush, by the way. This is acrylic paint, but when I do my bushes, I use an oil fan brush. Because it just makes better bushes, you know. You could either touch these bushes in. It depends on your style. Or you can, you know, paint them in if you want, like this. Whatever your style is. I like to just let the brush touch the canvas like this. And then pull you got to get rid of the hard edge underneath. And pull it, I like to pull it to the left here. Just get rid of that hard edge and blend it into that golden color. It'll end up looking like bushes or trees. Just like that. Those could be distant trees or they could be distant, you know, bushes. It depends on how big you put a tree here. I could keep those. Here's what I'm going to do because I like the way those look there. I'm actually going to put my big tree in here. This is going to be the foreground, this green down here. And then I'll run the big tree in the middle here. These are going to be distant maple trees here. So I'm going to make them a little taller. These will actually be tall trees that are kind of far away still. Just like that. And I'll put some tree trunks in there. Yeah, that's what I like. Okay, those are going to be pretty far away. Then I can put small trees up on this hill. Really small. Make that one look like it's way, way back there. See that? And then you can still run more further trees back here, way in the distance. Look at that. That's looking good. And I've got a ledge here, so I'm going to run some more stuff here. I put all my shrubs in right now. Wow, it's already taken. So today I'm using sap green with black in it for all my bushes and trees, and then I'll highlight them in a little bit. So I want to have some bushes down here. these fan brushes are perfect for bushes, you know. When I did oil, I would use a chip brush. Uh, I don't have a chip brush around, but you could also use a chip brush. Let me try it here. I see one here. So here's a chip brush. See how it has a lot of bristles in it? It's perfect for like when you want to make like a tree with a lot of leaves in it. You can just touch it on the canvas like this with color. It's called a chip brush or bristle brush. I used it in oil because you could clean them easier. If you use this with acrylic, it dries out on you really quick if you don't have it in the water, and then the brush is no good anymore until you clean it really good. That's why I haven't been using my chip brushes on the acrylic because they're not, they're a little more difficult, I guess I can say, to manage. But the fan brush is fine for bushes. I think tomorrow I'm going to do a desert scene. I used to live in New Mexico. We had, it was almost like in Nevada. I lived in Las Vegas. It was almost like this color everywhere. And then we had cactus and uh, lots of cactus everywhere. And the mountains were more reddish mountains. Wow, this is looking pretty good. I didn't think there'd be anybody on today. My YouTube editor said the peak was like way back at noon my time. It's already almost 7 o'clock here in Seattle. 6:30. So here's the question. I think I want to put a regular tree here. I don't know if I'm going to make it a birch tree, but I want to make, instead of like evergreen tree. So I'm mixing my burnt umber with some black, and I'm going to run a tree up through here. I'm going to have to do my clouds around the tree. That's all. But I can do that pretty easy. This is how you get something in the foreground pretty quick. They're pretty cool because they don't really cover your mountains too much. It's just pretty much a straight tree up there. I'm going to put some branches on now. Do 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 do. Whoops. I don't want it to get too wide. I keep making it wider and wider. I think I'm going to run a branch from right here. Boo doo boo, boo doo 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 boo. I kind of made it too wide down here, but I'll fix it. It's a big tree right there. Boo doo boo, boo doo 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 boo. I think I'll put some evergreen trees over here. Did you guys hear anything about TikTok that they're going to ban it in America? Is that true? I haven't been keeping up on the news. I try and stay away from the news. I want to put a lot of trees in here for some reason. I want to fill it up with trees. I'm going to make this a different type of evergreen tree. Really skinny and tall. Almost like a cypress tree. Or an Italian cypress tree. That looks good. It covers up the pathway there a little bit. Now it's just, it's just about putting bunch of trees in here in different places. I can put some smaller ones out here. If you're new to the channel, when I do these lives, I'm just kind of painting, but I do have a lot of tutorials on my page that I explain everything I'm doing. If you want to like go watch the normal videos, they're I explain like how I do everything. It's gonna make it look like it's going up, like steps going up a little bit. Let's see. Do 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 do. I'm thinking I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna put the bark on. I'm gonna try a brush today. Let's see what that looks like using like a fan brush. I don't know. I think I'm gonna use the knife. Yeah, probably. I'll probably use a knife and put the bark on there. Ba da ba ba da 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 ba. All right, I need some more. I got some more. I can put a few more bushes here. That looks pretty good. I should have zoomed this in for you guys. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, if you can't stick around, that's fine. I'll post this when I'm done. I think I'm only gonna do about another 5 minutes. Cool. Since everybody left, I'm going to play my guitar. I'm going to put some clouds up there now. You're probably going, how are you going to put clouds up there with the tree there? It's a good question. Let's start here. This is a cool style cloud here if you're a beginner. Just use your fan brush and put the top part in and then just pull the bottom to the left or the right and make it look like it's blowing. See that? See how cool that looks? That's all you got to do on your clouds, on acrylic clouds. Oil clouds are a little different. That's a pretty good, simple way to do an acrylic cloud. This is an oil brush, a number 2 oil fan brush, okay? And just punch in the top part of your cloud like this. That's the top part. And then just pull the bottom only to the left like this. Just the bottom part. See that? See how cool those clouds look? And you can put them anywhere you want. I'm going to have to put some in here. Like, let's see, I'm going to put one. I'm just going to put some streakers in here, like coming down at an angle. There we go. Good enough. All right, guys, I'm going to highlight all my bushes and trees now, and then I'm going to finish this one up. I'm going to use some bright colors today. I'm going to use a really bright yellow for down here in the front. I mixed some white in my yellow. I made it really bright. Okay, I want some bright yellow bushes down here. Just like that. I'm going to make these like orange. I'm going to mix a little bit of that Indian yellow into the yellow I just used. It just changed the color just enough to change the color a little bit. Just to give those a different look. Wow, that looks good. I'm going to highlight my tree with that green I made. It's black and yellow, and then I put some white in this green to lighten it up a bit, just to highlight this tree in the front, just to get it the branches to stand out, just like that. You just got to do one side. Leave. You could go a little more than halfway and leave the one side dark for the shadow. Okay. Take it. Maybe I call it 3/4 of the way. These over here too, you can hit very lightly with the corner of your fan brush, really light, because they're farther away. You want those branches to look smaller, okay? Just kind of hit it with smaller, uh, less brush, more more taps, I guess you can call it, just like that. You notice how there's like, you don't see any bushes here, but watch, I'm gonna make some bushes there. I use my yellow and white kind of with some green in it. So I'm gonna make a few bushes here. Let's start over here on the right. Big bush there, and then one here, maybe one down here low. Just like that. Fill it in with some bushes. Put some grass down here. It's really taking shape now once you get all this highlight color in. I'm going to separate these trees here with just a little color. Something like that. There we go. Wow. Look at those mountains, man. I mean, they're big, but they still look like they're far away. Don't they look like I should have blurred them out a little more at the bottom. I can still do it. It's coming out pretty good. Look at my pathway now. See how it looks like it's kind of stepping up, like going up, just by putting that dark color underneath there. I still need to work on it, but let me put a few tree trunks in here for you. I think it'll work with white, and then try and make these look like trees here. see if I can put a white twig in here. Yeah, look at that twig I just made. That looks pretty wicked. Uh, Sometimes the white looks good over the dark trees. There's still a lot I want to do to it, but let's put an eagle down here. Flying in. Do 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 do. So I'm not going to bore you with the twigs. When I shut the camera off, I'll probably put more twigs in here, and I'm going to make that into a birch tree. But that's it. That's all I'm going to do on this live. I think that came out pretty good. What do you guys think of that one? It's really bright. So I've been using that brilliant blue for the sky, and I really like it. I think it's better than the cobalt blue and ultramarine blue. Right on. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, I got to finish this trail because I want it to go maybe coming from way back here, tie in. Finish the trail up, put a few more twigs, finish the bark on this tree. Wow. Not bad for an hour and 10 minutes. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next live. I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'm going to do a live. I got to start making a few shorts. YouTube wants more shorts for some reason. I think it's because TikTok's going to get shut off here in America. All those people are going to have to find a new place to watch their shorts. So I think YouTube's going to get inundated with a lot of new people if TikTok gets shut down. But we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for coming in, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.